Hey, Drew.
Yeah.
So, imagine
I'm there.
a world.
I don't know what I'm imagining, but I'm already there.
Right. You find a golden ticket in your Twinkies box. And you're one of 5 children who may take over the Hostess empire. Best or worst thing ever.
Well, let's see here. I'm gonna take the term empire very literally here. So first course of action, if I win, I've got a game plan. I've got a business plan already set up, and I'm just gonna continue what I assume they're already doing, which is kicking out smaller businesses or taking them over. Then I'm gonna kick it up a notch, and I'm gonna annex Nestle. And then just keep it going.
Bold.
Yeah, keep it going to larger corporations as well.
Okay.
Until next step is Ohio, I think. Yeah. The next step is that I take over Ohio.
You're very bold.
Bold, I'd say a visionary.
Sure. The Steve Jobs of Hostess.
Yes, I think so. So after that, I take
Steve Jobs of food-based empires.
over Ohio. I take over the Midwest, and next it's Canada. Then the rest of America. We do Canada first because I think that's going to be an easier market to ease ourselves into. And next the whole world, I think. So then we're just living in. I'm going to rename Earth the Ho-Ho Zone.
So this is a Hostess utopia.
I'm not sure that the word utopia is great because I am going to make it illegal to eat any other substance.
So that would be a utopia for about 10 days.
I feel like 10 days is still a long period of time for someone to be happy as surviving purely off zingers.
You don't know me. You
Clearly,
don't know me.
Clearly, I don't understand you.
So what would the motto of this? You know how the United States has E pluribus unum?
Oh yeah. What would the hostess nation's
motto be?
I think it'd be less of a motto and more of a jingle. A jingle like, "Hostess, only the strong shall remain."
That'll do it.
All right, let's kick off the show.
Let's do it. You surprised me.
Surprise!
Welcome to Worst Thing Ever with Dylan and Drew.
You snuck in the house. We were just sitting here having a nice time, and all these friends came in.
What are you doing?
We're gonna run the rest of the show talking to you as if it's like a children's show, and you're in the same room as us. So, anyways, welcome to Worst Thing Ever with Dylan and Drew.
Yeah, I'm Dylan. I'm your best friend.
I'm your worst friend, Drew.
This is a great show where we put. I like what I'm saying. It's great.
It's a great show.
Subjectively, it's great.
Yeah.
You're welcome to think what you want, man.
Subjectively, morally, on many levels.
You might be listening to this just to dig through our trash.
Yeah, there's lots of platonic values going on in this show, so it's very good. It's the form of the good. So anyways, welcome to the show. It's where we separate everything into categories of the best thing ever and the worst thing ever.
Yeah, because there's nothing else in between. That's it. Hilarity ensues.
So we're going to kick it off with a new segment this week. And we don't really have a name for it. The very hefty name that we have, the very hefty working title is Imagine Blank, and imagine watching blank and everything's the same except blank.
Yeah.
It's a really good
working
name.
title.
It's a really good name for a segment. So
we're gonna pitch that to Warner and we're gonna see what happens. I have a feeling their creative team is gonna splice it up a little bit, but I think we're good.
Yeah, so it's exactly what it sounds like. It's where you imagine watching blank and everything's the same, but blank.
So, Drew, imagine you're watching
Home Alone.
Home Alone, and everything's the same, but
instead of Macaulay Culkin, Bruce Wayne.
a
young Bruce Wayne is the character.
No!
So it's like Home Alone, Bruce Wayne edition, or maybe like Home Alone Year One.
Oh my god!
And he's just, his one rule is still that he doesn't kill, which I think is consistent with the previous.
This is going to be the
that's
saddest
consistent with the franchise.
This is the saddest Batman movie ever, and there have been some sad
yeah.
Batman movies, both in emotion and quality.
Yeah, the difference is that his parents haven't just left him behind.
It's less wacky and more, existential dread.
Martha and the dude haven't just the dude as
like the Big Lebowski, Martha and her husband Lebowski.
Yeah.
John Goodman's there. John Goodman plays the butler.
This is gonna be really good. So Martha and the dude haven't just left behind Bruce Wayne on a vacation for Christmas.
Oh no, they're hella
This
dead.
is his first Christmas alone with his parents dead, and he does still have to defend the house, and he's just throwing batarangs everywhere. This is really where he cuts his teeth, just like going toe to toe with Joe Pesci. Dylan, hit me with another one. So
imagine you're watching your teapot. Twist, right?
Yeah, I was imagining you to do like a movie or a TV show, but
Nope.
I guess this still fits the formula.
Nope.
So
imagine you're watching your teapot.
imagine I'm watching my teapot. I'm very excited.
You're making up a nice little brew.
Ooh, a nice little chamomile medley, maybe.
Yeah, a little chamomile. Mm-hmm. And everything's the same.
Mm-hmm.
It's a morning. It's a nice crisp.
It's a
fall
morning, and I'm making chamomile, so clearly I don't care about the rest of my day.
Right, exactly. So everything's the same, but instead of whistling, it just sings "Hello, My Baby," the Michigan J. Frog song from all of the old.
Hello, my baby.
Yeah, hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal. But twist, it only does it whenever you're watching it, and every time you go and bring someone over to show them this amazing teapot, it just goes back to whistling. And so everyone thinks you're crazy.
Yeah. Or I also
So hilarious.
I also want you to imagine like you're just watching the teapot. It's a very peaceful morning. You're very excited to get this chamomile popping off. And you see the steam start to rise out of your teapot.
Right.
And then all of a sudden
I'm
you just
prepared.
Hear, all of a sudden you just hear, "Dun-dun-dun. It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine's just here, you could take away. I'm a hot air balloon, I could get to space. With the air, yeah. So it's just like
I like to point out the fact that
teapot.
you said balloon.
Yeah, I had to make it fit inside of the.
I like. Can we start calling them that instead?
The other option, of course. All of a sudden, you just hear your teapot. Dun, 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 dun. The teacher stands in front of the class, but the lesson plan he can't recall. The student's eyes don't perceive the lies bouncing off every wall. His composure is well kept.
Is this Rage Against the
This is Rage
Machine?
Against the Machine.
No. I don't want to wake up to that. Well, imagine, the old Folgers jingle. Like, the best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup.
And
then
it just
the
sings that
background-
over and over
Yeah.
again at you until you take it off off the burner.
Or it could be like, the best part of waking up is Folgers in your Bulls on Parade.
Dun, 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 dun.
I was a 15-year-old once, in case you couldn't tell.
Yeah, I remember listening, actually also literally when I was 15, sophomore year of high school, listening to Rage Against the Machine for the first time, and like literally over the weekend coming back to school and just like having a scowl and being very serious and just being like, lots changed. Lots changed about me in the past 3 days. I've seen a lot. I've seen some things now, and I've got a really strong concept of politics.
Oh, how short-sighted you are. I'm not trying to hit on people who really, really like this band. I honestly love this band.
I love Rage Against the
I
Machine.
love Rage Against the Machine.
I'm more
Zach
so
Taylor
making fun
Rocha is amazing.
Yes.
But it is funny that everyone seems to get into them like right around the tender age of 15 where they think they know how the world works. And then they realize they don't know how the world works.
And I don't want to make fun of like people who are 15 now.
I do.
I want to make.
I entirely want to make fun of people.
I want to
who are
make fun
15
of
now.
how dumb I just am.
Right.
Like how dumb I was, and also how dumb I am.
Hey, Drew. Don't speak for me.
Dylan, Thanksgiving is coming up, and
You're really good at dates.
I've figured them out real good. I know what's coming up all the time.
See, I don't understand why people complain about our educational system telling us that they don't teach us the actual things that we need to do in life. Like, I learned how to do dates. Do I really need to know how to do anything else?
I mean, you didn't learn how to do romantic dates. You're
I'm
still
still working on that.
Thanksgiving's coming up, which means like I know you're going back to visit your family, and hopefully I'm going back to visit mine.
Right.
So it's a time for family reunions, and my question for you today is, who would be the best person to crash your family reunion?
Ooh, that's a good one. Good job.
So
your mother and I are real proud of you, son.
So, like, no hesitation. Just give it to me quick. Like, I really got to know.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go.
I get a +1 to Thanksgiving this year, so I'm just like, I'm thinking, like, I'm just thinking about who I should bring. So,
Okay.
who you say I think is gonna be who I invite?
Gotcha. Ooh. Hey, motorcycle, hush. So family reunions, you gotta love them. You kind of hate them, but you gotta love them. Mm-hmm. They are very polarized.
Very divisive.
Very divisive. A lot of people on one side of an issue
of
or
the
a concept.
Court, yes.
And a lot of people on the other side of the basketball court. Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Wolverines or Buckeyes. It's a really big debate.
Mm-hmm. So whoever you bring is probably going to upset one side of the family in some way. Mm-hmm. So I thought, who is going to please
you're
every
looking for a
single
mediator,
person?
a synthesizer.
A synthesizer.
Yes.
And who am I going to bring?
Who?
I'm actually asking you, who am I going to bring?
Well,
you're taking too long. I'm bringing Ellen DeGeneres.
You're right. You're right. No one can be upset with Ellen.
No one is upset at Ellen.
Being of pure light.
She's just a sweetheart. Did you say she's a being of pure white?
I said light, but I suppose that too.
That's true as well. Oh man, she'll come in. She'll be like, "Hey, I'm Ellen DeGeneres." Everyone's just like, "Oh, Ellen."
Ellen.
That's what my family sounds like. Apparently,
everyone in your family,
including me. When I'm not talking on this podcast, my voice goes up so high.
I mean, that's kind of how, like, when Teresa hasn't seen you for a while and she greets you, that's kind of like where, that's kind of where her voice goes. And that's not a knock on you, Teresa, whatsoever, because it's a very fun thing to observe.
It's true. It's a great part. It's a great part of my life that I love to be a part of.
So, and like, your family hasn't seen Ellen in a minute. So
it's been since
I feel
Christmas
like,
2008.
Yeah. I feel like everyone would just be like, Ellen, you're here. Finally, you RSVP'd.
Drew, what is the worst person to crash your family reunion?
I think the worst person would be Grandpa, because he's been dead for a while now.
Oh, God. Oh.
He's been dead for a while now.
Oh, no.
So if he shows up, we're in trouble one way or another. Like, either there's about to be a national, like, CDC zombie outbreak crisis.
Yeah, we're talking like walkers everywhere kind of thing.
Or he's come back and he's come to the family to tell us we have to fulfill some kind of covenant. And in either situation sounds like a lot of work. So I'm not really into it.
Drew, I think you're somewhat short-sighted on this. I don't think the work is the problem. I think it's the existence of the human race and or just the human soul.
Yeah.
Ancient covenant, man. That's very vague. That's a broad topic.
Well, I'm thinking like OT, Old Testament stuff. Like he's coming back and just like, hey, there is
the OGOT.
Yeah, and he's just like, hey, there is another part to the whole thing with Joseph and like or Abraham, and you're just like, no one even did it. Like, no one even did this thing.
So I'm back.
So
I've been dead for 4 years.
So I'm back to tell you that Hostess is the rightful heir to the earth, and we need to bring about a new holy nation of the Hostess Empire.
A new theography. Or theopoly. A new theopoly. Also, Grandpa's just like, you guys did not ever visit my grave.
Also, you guys did not invite me to this. You invited Ellen, and you didn't invite me.
I thought I was the patriarch.
Does blood mean nothing to you? I
guess in this situation, water runs thicker than blood.
And they're like,
we're all just like terrified.
He's like, I thought it was a patriarch, and like me and all the younger cousins are just like, whoa, hold on a second here. Let's
not get ahead of it. Let's not get hasty.
Yeah, let's take a step back from this patriarchy talk for like 2 seconds. So I think that would be a rough thing. Mm-hmm. It also brings up the question of who is in Grandpa's grave.
Oh no! We've got to call Scully. We got to call Mulder.
Scully and Mulder. Scully, who is in this grave?
Who's in the grave, Scully?
Who's in the grave?
Who's in the grave? Oh man, X-Files jokes. I actually just started watching that for the first time like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
It's so good. The main thing that confuses me about X-Files is how in every episode, no matter how dangerous and like dirty and gross the current investigation is, they're just wearing the freshest digs, the freshest 90s styles.
I was gonna say the freshest digs that federal government agents can wear in the 90s. So loose-fitting pantsuits.
Yes, they don't look quite like they're about to like hop on some moon bounces or get to skating, but they're still looking real nice.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Drew.
Yeah.
Hey. Yep. So I don't have a transition for this, but guess what?
Pretend there was a transition here. It's fine.
So guess what?
Yeah.
Tucker Dowell, Twitterless Tucker Dowell.
Yeah.
Our friend and confidant.
Mm-hmm. I love Tucker.
Tucker Dowell.
Mm-hmm. Tucker Dowell.
Tucker Dowell.
If we say Tucker's name more times, then the audience is going to figure out who this is.
Oh no, I'm trying to get him to appear here.
Oh, I know Tucker.
It's like the whole concept wherever you say Bloody Mary 3 times in the mirror.
Tucker Dowell. They're just here all of a sudden.
Tucker, what are you doing here? Wow, you're already talking about existential philosophy. That was really quick.
Nice reference to existential memes. Anyways.
So he had a question for us. Mm-hmm. What would you say, in your opinion, Drew, is the best profession in which you get, in his words here, uber dirty?
Uber dirty. To get like real down and dirty. The best profession to get real down and dirty, I think, would be one in which you're super fulfilled.
Okay.
And at least for me, that would probably be as the groundskeeper for a panda sanctuary.
Oh.
Because, like, you know, you're going to have to, like, carry around lots of bamboo, and you got to hug the pandas, and they're, like, lazing about a lot. So you get pretty dirty, but you are feeling like you're getting your hug quota for the day for sure.
They do shed a lot. You're going to leave with a lot of, like, hug fur all over you.
Which is just, like, proof to the outside world that you lead a happy life.
So it's almost like a badge of honor.
Exactly.
You're like, I am helping to not only bring about a new age of pandas, I guess our new panda overlord.
A new panda overlord.
But also, I feel great about it.
Yeah, I'm feeling wonderful.
Do you think Hostess would change their mascot to pandas? Maybe like a synergistic merger?
You know, I think there's precedent for it because, like, when you look at snowballs, like if you
that Hostess. Thing?
Yeah, the Hostess.
Not like balls
treat.
of snow.
I want to note that, like, I just don't know all of these Hostess products. I have their website up. So I'm not just, like, spouting off.
You cheater. You're such a cheater.
Well, I just want everyone to know that I don't just, like, go to the grocery store and take notes on, like, all right, what's Hostess got
so I want everyone to know that I do.
Dylan's putting out reviews every week. It's just like, all right, I give the coffee cakes like a good 7 out of 10. They're not the best coffee cakes I've ever had.
Go check out my Yelp page. It's XXX _ hostess eater _ XXX 5.
So this is your combination, like, food Yelp review / MySpace, or not MySpace, My Chemical Romance fan blog.
Yeah, it could also be a MySpace fan blog.
Yeah, MySpace fan blog. It's just like, I miss the good old days.
Yeah, it's just a lot about me talking about how much
Justin Timberlake ruined the brand when he came on board with MySpace.
Exactly.
I love Justin Timberlake. I just want to throw that out there. That's not me dissing.
I am dissing JT.
I'm very upset with you right now. We went and saw him 3 years ago, and it was the
best thing I've ever seen.
But
I'm dissing JT.
I think
he's an amazing human being. I'm dissing him. Drew.
I think
Drew.
I'm
dissing Justin Timberlake.
I'm gonna let it slide this time. In the favor of just, like, I just want to say that there's precedent for Hostess making pandas their mascot. Because snowballs, ho-hos, ding-dongs, and some of the cupcakes, like, straight up, if you invert the colors, like, they just kind of look like pandas. So, like, panda snacks.
Okay. That's very specific. Hold on, let me see it.
Yeah.
Turn around. Let me see it.
Like, that's snowballs. Invert those colors. Yeah, invert those colors.
Wait, why do zingers look like Donald Trump?
They do look like Donald Trump.
Oh my actual God. Those things look like Donald Trump.
That's so good.
Drew.
Yeah. They look like Donald Trump.
Okay, sorry. I know. Okay.
So what I've just learned
everyone
is that
listening can't actually see these. Just go look up zingers. Like I guess a zinger that's cut in half.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
What I've just learned is that we can't allow Hostess now to lead the free world because they are, like, I think they're clones of Donald Trump. So I don't trust them. Dylan, what would you say is the worst job to get down and dirty, to get just uber dirty with?
Probably a kindergarten teacher.
Ugh, yes.
I mean, just Imagine.
Yeah. No,
I mean, you don't even,
I'm there.
You've been there. You've literally been there.
I've been
as
to
have I.
kindergarten.
Yeah.
I was the worst.
I was also the worst.
I was the worst I've ever been as a human being.
I went to the principal's office because I was smashing carrots with my milk carton. And I went to the principal's office a second time because I was trying to balance books on my head during nap time.
These are very small things for you to get in trouble for. Like,
Hey, man, and I am the man I am today because of those things.
I remember getting in a heated argument over whether the red-orange crayon was red or orange.
Okay, but
Which I guess makes sense as to why I'd like get into like philosophy of language in Wittgenstein later on. This explains a lot of things about my future. But yeah, I totally agree with you. I think being a kindergarten, like props to any kindergarten teacher out there if you're listening to this, because
we appreciate you.
we appreciate you. You
You do a massive service to our nation.
I imagine you get no appreciation. No thank yous, and
Except
also
on Teacher Appreciation Day.
Also, you are dealing with human beings at their worst.
They could be middle school teachers. It could be worse.
You're right. I'm trying to decide. I feel like every level of teaching is just fundamentally bad for a different reason.
There's some good years. I feel like fourth, fifth grade's pretty good.
No.
High school's later high school's pretty good.
No.
Sophomore, junior.
You and I remember high school differently.
College.
You and I remember high school kids differently.
See, I liked high school. I won't lie. I actually did like high school. I did go to a school that only had 10th, 11th, and 12th grade in the school. So I associate freshman year with junior high, which is why I'm like, hey, 15-year-olds, screw you. You're terrible people. You scare me. You're in my nightmares. I dream about you nightly, and I don't
dream
sleep.
about you.
Let me go. Please let me go. Is there some kind of right that I can say
A rite
so
of
that I will
passage
stop
where you are
being
finally
visited
not
in the
haunted?
night by ghosts of 15-year-olds?
I think you're just running from yourself here. Like, I think maybe you aren't afraid of 15-year-olds. You're just like afraid of your past.
I think you're afraid of shut up.
But yeah,
Oh man, good diss, Dylan. Thanks, Dylan.
Can I just say that was some really good improv right there?
Yes, ending so hard.
I think the term "shut up" falls in yes ending very well. I literally just got dizzy from laughing at that so hard. Yeah, you and I remember high school differently because I think I took Rage Against the Machine a little more to heart, where I was looking around at my peers and I was just like, "You sheeple, you don't even know what's going on. You haven't even seen what I've seen," and I'm just like some middle class white child.
Oh, you're just some middle class white boy.
White child who's had like all the breaks.
Oh my goodness.
So I was like, you don't know what I've seen.
You don't know what my people have been through.
My people. Oh my god.
Hey, so you know we're talking about improv, right?
Yeah.
So imagine. Are you imagining?
I can't repeat this enough. You say the word imagine and I'm there. I'm already just like in a blank. My mind is a blank slate ready for you to paint.
Beautiful. So you say that, and I imagine the scene from SpongeBob when it's
Future.
No. When it's Patrick in his dream, and it's just a blank void, and it's just him like on one of those seahorse rides.
Yeah.
Just going back and forth.
And SpongeBob comes into the dream. I was picturing when Squidward is going through time and ends up in the like just white space where there's just him and the voice.
Him and the voice.
The voice. Which sounds like that specific scene sounds like a Tennessee Williams play.
Or him and the judges of The Voice.
Or an episode of Deep Space Nine.
Oh my god.
There's a lot of options here.
We're just throwing references. Let's do it. What else can we put in here? Donald Glover from Community is now Lando Calrissian. Boom.
I'm so excited about that.
10 years from now, no one will know that that's big news, but right now, that's big news.
I am so excited about that.
Dude, me too.
Hey, let me just say, this is evergreen content. Donald Glover is never going to not be relevant.
Donald Glover will never die.
He will never die.
Donald Glover for eternal president. Donald Glover for CEO of Hostess Empire.
To quote Donald Glover, Wu-Tang Forever. He's the first one to say that, right?
Yeah, totally. Sure. Okay, so you're imagining, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so imagine there is a helicopter flying above our house right now, just hovering.
Just
right?
hovering.
It's just up there. We look out the door.
You mean like it happened earlier today?
Like it happened. Okay, yeah, you get this. This happened earlier today. This is why I'm asking you this question.
It was a really weird moment because it was just like circling around and hovering over our house. And it's like, okay, hey, you want to go away?
It was very loud.
I felt like I was being watched.
Right,
It
exactly.
felt like high school all over again.
Okay, so we're going back to the early part of the day when that happened.
Yeah.
What would you say is the worst reason for that helicopter to be above our house, hovering?
I think the worst reason is for it to be like it's been hired. It's been hired by or is owned by one of the local churches that keeps coming to our door and just like waking us up in the morning, and they're about to letter bomb us with invites to join their youth group.
Yeah, that happened this morning.
Yeah,
I got woken up. So so today is my weekend, right? And I hear a knock on the door at 7 a.m. And I'm like, I'm not doing anything with this. And then I hear a second knock. And I'm like, I'm not doing anything with this. And then I hear a doorbell. And the doorbell in our house, as you know, is very loud.
Yeah.
So I roll out of bed and I walk out and, you know, conversate with the local church.
Yeah.
I get another invite and I go back to bed. And then an hour later, a different church comes by and does the same thing.
Yeah, so it happened twice just today.
It happens.
It happens a lot.
A lot.
And
like several times a week.
It's always very uncomfortable because they always come very early in the morning, so they wake you up. I want to clarify, like, neither of us has any problem with these people themselves.
Oh yeah, no, they're super nice people.
Nor the churches, and like, you know, total respect to their dedication to their faith.
The diligence. They're very diligent.
Yes, you know,
Let's give them that.
Total respect to them for that. That being said, it would be great if they didn't do it in the morning and they also didn't do it so often.
Yeah.
And the time that they came, you know, like, I've only answered the door for them once.
I've answered the door for them literally 24 times.
Yeah,
how have you only done it once?
You're a little more patient than I am.
That's true.
So I answered the door, and it was these two guys, and one of them just stared at me the whole time and didn't say anything. Like, just stared at me and smiled. And the other one was just talking to me, and he was kind of like, yeah, you should come down sometime. I had not met him before, and he was like, yeah, I just met you, but I want to see you every week. That's not what he said, but that's the gist of the message.
So he just met you.
Yes.
And this is crazy. So here's this pamphlet.
Come
to our
every
youth
week,
group.
maybe.
Come to our youth group.
No, that's exactly what
Yeah.
happened, because he, like, we had just gotten finished talking about how I had just graduated college.
Right.
So he knew that I was an adult human being who was living in the world and acting as an adult. And he was kind of like, yeah, so my wife runs the youth group. If you joined our church, you'd probably be part of that. And he was just like, hey, whoa, hold up. What kind of youth group are you running where you want a 22-year-old adult man to come chill in it?
You know what would have to happen?
What?
You'd have to go hang out with all those 15-year-olds.
No, I'd be so
Those
uncool.
15-year-olds totally wreck my
they'd rip me
nightmares.
apart.
They
No.
terrify me. They're in my dreams, man.
Like,
They're in my dreams. True, I need help.
I just need to say that there is no part of this that doesn't make me uncomfortable, and there's no part of the idea of me joining a youth group that just doesn't make me uncomfortable with this whole operation.
But you can totally kick their tails in Super Smash Bros, though.
Or
maybe like Mario Kart 64.
My Smash Bros skills.
Oh, then maybe I should take that invite because I could whip them in Smash Bros.
I could whip their tails in like okay, I'm gonna use a different word than that.
Whip their tails?
Yeah, I'm gonna use a different word than that
Go
when
for it,
talking
my
about
man.
15-year-olds.
You obviously have never been to the South. That is like one of the Southern phrases of phrases.
I've never been to the South.
You've never-
In the whole 5 years I've lived here, I've never been here. So I would definitely beat them at like maybe touch football. No, not that either. Dodgeball? No.
Oh, come on. Give
It
yourself
depends.
some credit.
It depends on the kids. Like if these are like some
Philosophical discussion?
Maybe.
Naruto knowledge.
I would.
Actually, I don't know, man. These are 15-year-olds.
I
You're on par with the average 15-year-old with your Naruto knowledge.
I wouldn't be able to beat them. I wouldn't be able to beat them in Smash, but I would outshine them in Dragon Ball Z. Just like knowledge of the fanon.
The fanon?
Yeah, the fanon.
Gotcha. What is a fanon?
It's like the fan cannon. You know, it's not really canon, but all of the fans have accepted it.
Gotcha. Okay. So all of the ships, basically.
All of the ships, yes.
Yeah. Are there any ships in DBZ?
Aside from the ones that like actually exist, probably like Chaozu and the flying cat thing.
I guess the easy one is Goku Vegeta.
Goku Vegeta is very easy.
I don't want that to ever happen.
Goku Vegeta is very easy.
Vegeta obviously is meant to be with Bulma. Obviously. They're meant for each other. Bulma's the only one who can handle him. His fiery rage and kingly pride.
And not to mention that, like, just Vegeta and Goku, like, Vegeta's jealousy of Goku would just make for a really toxic relationship if they were ever to make it happen. So I don't think that one would ever be a good idea.
I honestly think you're right with that.
Dylan, what would you say is the best reason this helicopter is flying over our house?
Oh, they're probably about to drop a giant cash grab carnival game over our property.
Step right up, step right up.
That's definitely the best case scenario. It's all a part of, it's all a part of Obama's Social Security renovations.
Social Security plan.
Yeah.
Where he's going to drop carnivals on people's houses.
No, just cash grab games. So it's like, instead of getting Social Security, we just get a cash grab game.
Yeah.
Out on top of our house for 30 seconds. And all the money we get is our retirement fund.
Ooh, like it goes straight into a Roth IRA. So yeah, just like for 30 seconds, the couple of people who are walking their dogs in our neighborhood are walking by this year. Right over this way, sir. Want to try your best? Try your best at the Willing Whirly Bird. And yeah, I think that's going to bring in a lot of money for us, like at least 25 cents to our Roth IRAs.
I really am thankful for the Obama administration for giving us. I feel like this is the change we need.
I think so too.
Carnival games on top of people's
houses.
This
is the change I dreamed about when I ticked that Obama box on the 2012 ballot.
This is what I hoped would happen in 2008.
This was what I was really voting for.
Another one. I got another one for you.
Another one.
Yeah.
Double down. What's this next one?
Double down. So here's your alternate universe.
Yeah.
Parallel universe theory, right?
Parallel universe where carnival games don't exist.
Exactly. So in a parallel universe where carnival games don't exist, I've been chosen via lottery to hear Tupac's new mixtape.
He's still alive.
And they're just going to play, hey man, alternate universe. And they're just going to play it over loudspeaker.
Is alternate universe
helicopter?
Where Tupac's still alive and we never had to invent carnivals to fill the hole in our heart that the joy of Tupac's presence.
Exactly.
left when he was gone.
Exactly. So carnivals never had to be invented.
So you've been selected specifically to hear Tupac's new album.
Yeah.
I think that would be the best.
It's his new mixtape.
So
like it's like demo quality.
Ooh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
But it's still Tupac.
It's still Tupac though. But it's Tupac. Mm-hmm. But Drew, it's Tupac.
It's still Tupac.
It's Tupac.
The thing is, it's still Tupac.
Yeah. So I gotta say, it's still Tupac.
It's still Tupac, and it still make a lot of money. Speaking of making a lot of money, let's spin that wheel.
Oh,
welcome
transition.
Welcome to This Idea Would Make So Much Money.
Yeah, best or worst business idea.
Mm-hmm. So what we're going to do is we got this word wheel over here, and we've just jotted down random words, just random nouns. And we're going to spin it twice.
Holy work.
We're going to spin it twice for each thing. And the first word that we come up with, or the first word that it lands on, is the first part of the business idea. And the second part is the second part. And we're just going to come up with a different idea based around it, like fish crimes.
Yeah.
That's an example.
That's a throwback one.
That's a throwback one. So that's if it's fish and crimes, we'll flesh it out and come up with a business idea. Dylan, you spin it first.
All right, let's do it. All right. First one.
Wow, Dylan's giving it a really wild spin. Like, this thing is really going. And it's Sasquatch.
All right. Next one.
Sasquatch.
I'm gonna tenderly do this.
A tender one.
Kiss it.
Mm-hmm. Sasquatch Vacation.
Sasquatch Vacation.
All right, so that already exists.
Right, but we're going to make it even better.
We're going to make it even better.
Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We are going to buy out a part of the Pacific Northwest.
All right.
Okay.
I'm very excited already.
We are going to raise
Sasquatch Central.
Sasquatch Central. We are going to raise a grove of redwoods. This is a 100-year plan, okay?
All right, 100-year plan.
Right.
So we won't be alive to reap the profits.
Exactly, but our children's children will be. So
or whoever buys out the company.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to raise a grove of redwoods. We are going to once those are mature, we're going to create a platform, like a series of bridges between the trees.
Yeah.
And platforms and zip lines and all of that stuff.
That's just crazy enough for me to go along with it.
Right. And then we invest in genetics. And we take some monkeys, we take some gorillas, maybe some orangutans.
Gorillas, some monkeys,
some
some orangutans.
dinosaur DNA. We splice those out that all together in the lab.
Yes, and we're putting these in the redwoods?
We're putting these in the redwoods.
Ooh, I see. So we're making a forest of Sasquatches, essentially.
Exactly.
This is a really good plan.
So here's what we're going to call it.
Big Guy Land Zone.
No.
Fuzzboy Town. There we go. That's the name.
We're gonna do all right. We're going to call it Sasquatch Park.
Sasquatch Park.
Totally original idea.
Sassy World.
OC mine. Yeah.
Yes. I think that's going to be really good. I am worried about like the continuation of just like this Earth as a thing that exists. That's kind of the main thing I think is getting in the way of this one taking off.
It's good.
If we're still around 100 years from now, I think it's going to be a big attraction.
Right.
Also, it'll be very illegal, probably.
Well, here's the thing. We have guns.
So we'll just, as is any American's right, we'll just assemble a militia
to protect the park.
Yeah, to protect
exactly,
the park.
from any governmental intrusion.
And it doesn't matter what we do other than that.
Exactly. Drew, you want to give this thing a spin? Actually, I do want to ask you before you do that.
Yeah.
How much money do you think this will make? Like, what's our 200-year plan?
Barring that the Earth is just overtaken by water within the next 100 years, then I think 200 years from now, this is going to be like a decent tourist attraction. Also, barring that the government comes in and puts a swift stop to it, which is probably what's going to happen. So
Right.
if I can be honest with you, I don't think this one's going to pan out in our favor very
couple
well.
mil, though? Couple mil? Couple bill?
We're going to spend a couple bill to purchase and plant all these redwoods, and then we'll lose them all to the government.
I think this idea is going to make a lot of money. Drew? Hey, Drew. I think this idea is going to make a lot of money.
I'm just nervous about the shelf life of this one is what it comes down to. All right, let's
spin this sucker.
All right.
Spin zone.
First spin zone. Welcome to spin zone. This is a spin zone. You really went at it with this one.
This is great radio.
Quicksand.
All right. Already great.
Already a very good business idea.
Spin.
A quicksand yacht.
All right. Okay, Drew.
So
tell me.
So the thing is, like, what do you hate the most about yachts? That's right, water. That's right.
Wow, you read my mind.
I just hate being surrounded by water. I hate the concept of drowning. And I think that a way to fix this is to just instead put our yachts, which, I mean, everyone is going to have a government-mandated yacht.
In Hostess's future, it's true.
Yeah, in Hostess' future, everyone has a government-mandated yacht. And we're going to put all these yachts out in the desert. And so this is just a quicksand yacht, and you're just sailing on the waves. And you do have to have someone just paddling very, very profusely.
Yeah, I was going to say, how do you stay up?
Yeah, you paddle. You just paddle forward. I think that's going to work.
I'm not sure that's how physics works.
I think that's going to work just totally fine. And we just got a yacht out there and we're partying. And actually, I'm going to go back on the government mandated thing. And I'm going to say that we, in the Hostess future, we have made yachts just like complete government property.
Right.
And the only way to get on one is to rent time on it.
So is this like the new form of taxes?
Yes, this is the new taxes, is you are required by law to enjoy yourself a nice yacht day. and you got to enjoy it regularly.
This is truly a utopia.
And the only yachts are in quicksand, and you also do have to paddle it. So it's like government sanctioned money and also government sanctioned labor, where you are the one who is paddling it. And we're just kind of going to enjoy it. Just have a right laugh. Have a right good time on the yacht, you know?
So I want to tweak this one a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. So alternate universe. Mm-hmm. We just went from Carnival Universe to Tupac Universe.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Instead of having a yacht on quicksand,
Yeah.
we have an Indiana Jones theme yacht. Ooh, and so there are quicksand pits, etc., on the yacht.
Yeah, and
you
there's
get to
no
live,
warning signs where they are.
No warning.
But if
I was going to say it's more of an attraction, but sure.
But if you
we'll make it just as dangerous as those movies actually are.
Yeah, well, if you fall through it, then like there's a 50-50 chance of you falling through into a ball pit or into a snake pit.
Oh, terrifying. So also
like,
the boulders that roll after you are either actual boulders or they're just giant chocolate bars. Hollow on the inside.
Now that we've taken over Nestle, it'll be really easy to make that part happen. I think this is gonna what's really good about this situation is just kind of like a you get what you deserve situation on this yacht, where either you're gonna have a great time or you are gonna suffer a lot. And
just like
I
life.
think that's how we reward people, and it's also how we do prison, because like we need a serious reform of the prison industrial complex. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get rid of prisons, and just like if someone does a really really bad thing to the rest of society, then they do have to go on the pleasure yachts, and they gotta duke it out. And
we're gonna do a quotation marks. Pleasure
yachts.
The
pleasure yachts.
Yeah, air quotes.
The pleasure yachts. Welcome to the pleasure yachts, where some of you will make it home, and
this sounds like the happy little farm that everyone's dog goes to.
Look to your left, look to your right. One of you will be bitten by cobras in your time on the pleasure yacht.
The other one will get a free smoothie.
Yeah, another one of you will get enough punches on your smoothie punch card to get a free one. So,
pleasure yacht.
And of course they're still paying for it. So,
of course,
that's the taxes here. I think this is a really good idea, and I think we're gonna make a lot of money.
So I'm gonna millions, mil,
millions.
Bills? Maybe bill?
Mill bills. We're going to make those mill bills.
I like those mill bills. All right, that about does it.
Mm-hmm.
For this episode show.
Of Worst Thing Ever with Dylan and Drew.
We did it.
All right.
We sure did it.
We sure did it.
All right. Hey, go check us out on Facebook and Twitter and Snapchat at Worst Pod Ever. Send us some questions using the hashtag WTEPod.
Mm-hmm. Or email us at worstthingeverpodcast@gmail.com. If you get your question on the show like Tucker did today, then we're going to put you on a brand new section of our website called The Wall of Buddies. Mm-hmm. Everyone forever will have to bask in your greatness, because we're going to put your name, your question, your Twitter handle, and a link to the episode on the Wall of Buddies. Mm-hmm. And you get to hear us say your name all good and nice.
Mm-hmm. And also, other than just being immortalized, you're going to get a little something from us in the mail. Mm-hmm. Real talk. You'll get a little cool thing.
Yeah,
that's the big prize.
We actually are.
We're just not going to tell you
about
it. Yeah, we're just not telling you about it yet. It's going to be a surprise. Mm-hmm. Drew, what would you say is the David Roth reference rating of this episode? Would David Roth, my father, understand this episode? 10 being definitely not, 1 being totally.
So how confused will David Roth be on a level 1 to 10? I think. I think we just kind of skirt it this time, so I'm going to go with like a 4.5, where like I think he's going to get most of it, and there's just a few parts where we dive into just some random topics that he's going to be like, I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is, but I like it anyway because my son is saying it.
So
he's so funny.
I'm gonna give it a solid 4.5. Like, I mean, he knows what Sasquatch is. He knows what Redwood is.
A good 5.
Good 5? Yeah,
okay. A good 5.
All right. Hey, Mr. Roth, please tweet at us.
Rate and subscribe.
Rate and subscribe. Only Mr. Roth. If you are not David Roth, don't rate, don't subscribe. But if you are, rate and subscribe, and tweet at us, letting us know if we were correct with what we assumed your confusion level with this one to be.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that about does it. This has been Worst Thing Ever with Dylan and Drew.
I'm your worst friend, Dylan.
You pulling the switcheroo on him, and I guess I'm your best friend, Drew. Now, just Google it.